You know, it's amazing how far you can go these days, how much attention you can get, how right you can sound, when all you do is show up actually somewhere and tell the truth. The president of Ukraine, Vladimir Zelenskyy, spoke to the United Nations earlier this week, and he had a lot to say, and as you can imagine, with what's going on, he was talking about the invasion of his country, but he made a very specific point that I really want to hammer on here now. And I'm going to do something unusual. I don't normally do this in these videos, but I want to get the translation exactly right, so I'm going to read it. This is part of what he said to the UN Security Council. Where is the security that the Security Council needs to guarantee? It is not there, though there is a Security Council. It is obvious that the key institution of the world designed to combat aggression and ensure peace cannot work effectively. And obviously he said more than that. He went on. But those words are absolutely true. I am not a reflexive UN basher or hater. The United Nations does some good work, and we need something like the United Nations. You know, we do need an international forum. We need some sort of global authority that can run global agencies of global scope. And some of the UN agencies do excellent work. They do good work with they can do good work with agricultural supports. They can do good work with health supports, things like that. There is good work the United Nations does, but its primary function, to guarantee international peace and stability, is a joke. And we all know that. And the people who work there know that, but as diplomats, they are unlikely to say so. They don't want to say so because, it's uncouth and they don't want to actually state the obvious, blah, blah, blah. Someone needs to. There is a role for something like the United Nations. But what we actually have, I would argue, and I have argued before, can in some ways, when it comes to international peace and security, actually be counterproductive. This is going to sound like a wild change of topic, but I promise this will make sense. We have a federal budget coming out this week, and I saw some discussion on Twitter among academics and economics guys, smart people. I follow them for a reason, talking about what programs are coming up, what programs might be on the chopping blocks, blah blah blah, and then one of them cracked a joke. And I wish I'd marked it down, because if I had, we could have put a screenshot of it in this video, but I didn't. And basically it was like, hey, who are we kidding? In this country, we don't measure outcomes, we measure inputs. And that is exactly true. That is bang on. We rarely hear about, hey, here is something that public policy program X accomplished. What we hear from politicians, particularly when they're up for re-election, is, look how much we spent on public policy issue X. Doesn't that show our commitment? We pledged $300 million over 4 years to address this problem. Did it actually help? We don't really ask that question in Canada. That's not per se what we're concerned with. The United Nations, to a certain extent, fills that same role on the international scale. Does it matter if it actually prevents wars? Does it matter if it brings a faster resolution to wars? Does it matter if it is an effective body for isolating and marginalizing bad actors in the world? Does it matter if it is effective at ending conflicts through either peacekeeping or peacemaking missions? No. What it does is it gives all the countries of the world, and Canada really leans into this, the opportunity to strut, to posture, to make beautiful speeches, and to look like we're really engaged and concerned while the killing continues and while the dying continues. We have had in this country a long history of really, really good UN ambassadors. I would say right now, Bob Rae is a perfectly good UN ambassador for Canada. Better, I would say, in fact, than most. His speeches of late have been very, very good. He is saying the right things and he sees things clearly. But so long as the United Nations remains a place mainly where that is the height of our ambition, where we say the right things and we say them well, while the dying continues, then Vladimir Zelenskyy is going to remain exactly right in his assessment of the United Nations as it is today. We need a United Nations, but we need a better United Nations. And until we get one, two things will continue: the talking and the dying.